Police seek information on break-in incident in Campbellville. On January 25, 2025, a break-in occurred at Section K, Campbellville, Georgetown, where children or teenagers reportedly broke into a parked car and stole various items. Authorities are urging the public to come forward with any information regarding this incident. If you recognize the individuals involved or have any details that could assist the investigation, please alert the police immediately. Community awareness and cooperation are crucial in preventing such incidents and ensuring the safety of our neighborhoods. Cop charged after failing to issue bail receipt for cash collected. Guyana Times. A police constable attached to the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, at Central Police Station in New Amsterdam, Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, has been charged with obtaining money by false presence. Special Constable Kathy McCallman appeared before Magistrate Michelle Matthias on Friday at the New Amsterdam Magistrates Court. She is jointly charged with a female corporal from the Office of Professional Responsibility, OPR, in New Amsterdam. The charges stem from an incident on January 15, during which the duo allegedly collected $50,000 as bail money from Malika Nelson but failed to issue a bail receipt for the transaction, which reportedly took place in the CID office. The corporal did not appear in court due to illness and is currently on a 7-day sick leave. The charge against McCallman is laid under Section 194 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801. She was granted bail in the amount of $20,000 and is scheduled to return to court on February 20th. Murder accused freed at preliminary inquiry stage. Guyana Chronicle. Anthony LaRose, a 35-year-old man accused of murdering Dexter Horsham, has been released after spending approximately 16 months in custody. The decision was made by Magistrate Clive Nurse at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts, where LaRose was charged with the capital offense of murder. Following the conclusion of a preliminary inquiry, PI, Magistrate Nurse ruled that the prosecution failed to provide sufficient evidence to warrant LaRose's defense at trial. Consequently, he was discharged of the charges. The incident in question occurred on August 10, 2023, during an eviction dispute at a family property on Hibiscus Street, West Ruimveldt, Georgetown. Reports indicate that LaRose and several others attempted to evict a young couple from the property, leading to a confrontation that escalated into a physical and verbal altercation with neighborhood residents. During the brawl, an individual armed with a handgun allegedly fired several shots, resulting in Horsham being struck in the left side of his back. Police investigations subsequently led to LaRose's arrest, while one of Horsham's relatives was also injured in the incident. In a related development, Kwesi Craig was charged and remanded to prison in August 2024 for Horsham's murder. Flight operator charged with malicious damage to property. Shavel Jones, a 25-year-old female flight operator from Lot 1961 Farm, East Bank Demerara, and Lot 314 Woodward, Queens, New York, was arrested on January 23, 2025, and charged on January 27 for malicious damage to property, in violation of Section 160 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801. Jones is accused of intentionally damaging items valued at $1,610,000 belonging to Colin Primus on January 23 at Golden Grove, East Bank Demerara. The accused appeared virtually at the Diamond/Grove Magistrate Court before Principal Magistrate Laron Daly, where the charge was formally read to her. Jones pleaded not guilty, and bail was granted in the amount of $100,000. The case has been adjourned to February 13, 2025, for report and statements. Drug trade putting tremendous strain on security forces, Minister Ben. Kaider News. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben addressed the National Assembly on Monday, highlighting the significant pressures the drug trafficking situation is placing on Guyana security forces. During the debates on the 2025 national budget, he noted an increase in transnational crime, attributing it largely to the drug trade rather than direct involvement from Guyana. Minister Ben emphasized, "We are not the marketplace for the drugs. We are transit points." The drug trafficking activity and related criminality create tremendous pressures on our security sector. We will continue to fight this battle by increasing our funding and efforts to intercept drug shipments and make necessary seizures. In detailing narcotic seizures by the Guyana Police Force in 2024, Minister Ben reported a total of 1,463 seizures, 581 reports, 1,379 cases, and 77 convictions. He also mentioned that there were 31 reports related to trafficking in persons, TIP, resulting in 6 cases. Significantly, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit achieved a major milestone with the seizure of over 4,000 kilograms of cocaine. Additionally, the police discovered 3 submersible vessels intended for drug trafficking, further underscoring the challenges faced by law enforcement. Despite concerns regarding the overall crime rate, Minister Ben assured that serious crimes have decreased by 12.2% over the past few years. Addressing domestic violence, he noted that 1,535 reports were recorded last year, leading to 911 cases and 167 convictions, reflecting an increase from 2023. Legislative provisions and other considerations needed for biometrics, GECOM clarifies. The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, has issued a statement addressing the ongoing discussions regarding the proposed introduction of biometrics at polling places for the upcoming general and regional elections. This issue has been a prominent topic since the chairman, Justice Claudette Singh, declared on January 16, 2024, that implementing biometrics before the elections is not feasible. In light of recent media publications voicing differing opinions on this decision, GECOM aims to clarify the rationale behind it. The motion for introducing biometrics, proposed by Commissioner Vincent Alexander, was first discussed on November 22, 2023. It focused on concerns about voter impersonation and suggested that biometrics could enhance voter identification on Election Day. Following this, the Chief Election Officer, CEO, Mr. Vishnu Prasad, was tasked with conducting a feasibility study on electronic fingerprinting for registration and biometric identification on Election Day. The study presented several case studies from other countries and identified numerous technical, legislative, and administrative challenges in implementing such a system. While acknowledging the benefits of biometric fingerprint identification, such as enhanced security, improved accuracy in voter identification, protection against electoral fraud, and a more efficient voting process, GECOM emphasizes the need to address the legal and practical hurdles that accompany this technology. The Commission stresses that any consideration of biometrics must be approached comprehensively, taking into account both its advantages and the challenges it presents. Online immigration form in testing phase. Full implementation expected soon. Travelers to and from Guyana will soon no longer need to complete paper-based immigration forms, as the Ministry of Home Affairs is set to launch an online embarkation/disembarkation form. Minister Robeson Ben confirmed that the online system is currently in its testing phase. During the recent weekend, 6 flights were tested successfully, indicating that the system is nearing its final stage of implementation. They are doing the final reviews, and hopefully by the weekend it should be fully operational, Ben stated. The immigration form is essential for travelers, providing crucial information to immigration authorities regarding their origin, length of stay, and items in their possession. This process aids in verifying identity, tracking travel movements, and ensuring compliance with immigration laws. Currently, passengers are required to fill out paper forms during their flights, which are then submitted to immigration officials upon arrival. The transition to an online system aims to streamline this process, reducing processing times and eliminating the inconvenience of manual completion. The electronic forms will also feature enhanced security measures, aligning with the government's initiative to promote paperless transactions in the country. Guyana yet to be notified of possible deportations amid Trump's crackdown. Newsroom. Guyana has not received any official notification regarding the potential deportation of its citizens from the United States, despite President Donald Trump's recent executive order aimed at tightening immigration policies. As of January 28, there have been no deportation flights arriving in Guyana, and none are currently scheduled. Minister of Home Affairs, Robeson Ben, stated, "We are not aware of any deportations as yet. We haven't been contacted in respect of that." This announcement comes in the wake of a series of deportation flights affecting various Latin American countries as part of the Trump administration's commitment to crack down on illegal immigration. The Guyanese diaspora in the U.S. is significant, with over 230,000 Guyanese Americans recorded as of 2019, the majority of whom reside in New York City, where they form the 5th largest foreign-born population. While not all members of the diaspora are undocumented, a considerable number may face deportation risks under the new administration. In response to potential deportations, Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo assured citizens that Guyana would welcome them back, stating, "We will accept them here." However, the Trump administration has also temporarily halted new applications, contributing to a climate of uncertainty for many. It is important to note that while the U.S. has deported Guyanese nationals in the past, Guyana has also deported individuals to the United States, as highlighted by Minister Ben. Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus challenges discipline tribunal appointment. News source Guyana. Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus, facing over 260 criminal charges related to allegations of financial crimes, has filed a legal challenge in the High Court against the recent appointment of a discipline tribunal by the Police Service Commission. This tribunal is tasked with investigating potential breaches of discipline by Brutus. Brutus, currently on administrative leave pending the outcome of his criminal case, expresses concerns that the tribunal may be positioned to recommend his termination from the Guyana police force. His legal team, comprising attorneys UC Anderson and Darren Wade, argues that the establishment of the tribunal violates his constitutional rights, as well as legal and due process standards. In his court filing, Brutus asserts that he was inadequately informed about the tribunal's proceedings, having only received a bundle of documents from Deputy Commissioner of Police Errol Watts. He learned through media reports that the tribunal's first hearing was scheduled for January 22, 2025, while he was on medically prescribed sick leave. Brutus claims that his doctor, Dr. Ravi Motilal, who initially granted the sick leave, was later summoned by the tribunal and subsequently withdrew the leave. He contends that he was never formally served with a summons to appear before the tribunal, and learned of allegations suggesting he was evading attendance through media inquiries. The tribunal, comprised of members Seelal Persad, Shoshana Lal, and Keoma Griffith, is examining 2 charges against Brutus related to conduct prejudicial to good order and discipline. He argues that these charges closely relate to over 21 charges currently before the magistrate's court, which remain unresolved. Brutus maintains that participating in the tribunal's proceedings could negatively impact his pending criminal trial. He fears that non-participation may lead to perceptions of hostility or uncooperativeness. In his legal challenge, Brutus seeks a declaration that any summons to appear before the tribunal constitutes a breach of his constitutional rights. He also seeks to prevent the tribunal from compelling attendance of any witness charged with a criminal offense relevant to the tribunal's inquiries. Additionally, he is pursuing a permanent injunction against the tribunal, along with multiple other orders and damages exceeding $100 million. 8 successful breast reconstruction surgeries conducted at GPHC. The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, has successfully completed its first batch of breast reconstruction surgeries, benefiting 8 breast cancer survivors. This initiative is a collaborative effort between the British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons, BAPS, and the Caribbean Association of Plastic Reconstruction and Aesthetic Society, CAPRAS. A total of 9 surgeries were performed, including 8 breast reconstruction procedures and 1 facial reconstruction for a teenage accident survivor. Among the patients is Ramrdi Kanhe, a 56-year-old resident of Region 2, who expressed her gratitude following her surgery. Diagnosed with breast cancer in 2001, she underwent a mastectomy and multiple cycles of chemotherapy. I feel like my life was done because I didn't have a breast and I couldn't go anywhere. Then I had the breast surgery. I am so happy that it's done, and I must thank the team. I feel well again. I encourage anybody to come and do it, a tearful Kanhe shared. Dr. Shalindra Rajkumar, head of the General Surgery Department at GPHC, explained that preparation for these surgeries began a year and a half ago, involving extensive counseling for the patients. This was not something that could happen overnight. It took a lot of planning and convincing, Dr. Rajkumar noted. The surgical mission team included 5 medical professionals from the UK, Australia, Trinidad, and Jamaica, marking the first time such a team has come together in the Caribbean. The surgeries, which commenced last Friday and concluded on Monday, had an average operating time of 6 hours, with the shortest case lasting 3 hours and 40 minutes, and the longest 8 hours and 30 minutes. GPHC Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Robbie Rambaran, highlighted that this initiative not only provided immediate care but also served as a capacity-building exercise to develop the necessary skills within the hospital for ongoing services. Dr. Maniram Ragbur, a BAAPS plastic and reconstruction surgeon, emphasized the focus on training local doctors in this field, stating, "This is the first time BAPS has ventured into the Caribbean, and we are very grateful for the support from Guyana." The average cost for a breast reconstruction surgery is approximately £300,000, equivalent to 7.8 million Guyana dollars.